So if you have to stop and think about a lot of things, the brain's going to say, well, maybe we should take a break and go eat something that's fun. Or just distract you, or find many things that will distract you.
So you don't suggest that we eat and do a meeting at the same time?
I do suggest that you eat foods that feed
The brain.
glucose to the brain.
Get that.
And that does not include, I'm sorry, baby beings, that does not include processed Cheetos, okay, or heavy sugar-laden items.
Nutella.
Nutella, does that come, is that an all-natural flavor?
No. It's
Okay, no, that would
a
not
hazelnut spread.
Oh, yummy.
That's how she emotionally feels about it.
Shout out to you.
Oh, yeah.
It is yummy, but go ahead.
So, this is an opportunity, I think, for us to, this concept of the true reality, the nature of the reality, and the perception that we all envision from each individual advantage point that we have. I think if we could talk about this some, people would be able to see that the possibilities of your future, really, it's unwritten.
Right.
There is no fate. There is no fate.
There is no, so you don't believe in that?
It is not. It is not. I'm sorry, look. 5,000
There's a
years
reality
ago
that-
that we perceive that's not quite true. The limitations that you place on yourself. Now, those limitations, many of them come from the cultural memes that are floating around in society. And for those who don't know what a meme is a virus. It's a cultural virus. It's a virus that'll go through that. Like the American culture, a meme would be Paris Hilton.
No.
And the idea that one can be famous
For nothing.
For
for
nothing.
no reason other than
You can put Kim Kardashian in there too.
Yes, and there's Kim Kardashian. And by the way, that whole next month when we talk about narcissism will be
Why
this.
did you look at me?
First, and he's way over to you, so we're both in this together.
What was that quote that you have on your iPad?
It said. And it was more of a joke when I did it. Jeez, you have to have self-confidence. Someone has to think I'm the bomb, and it's gonna be me.
There you
But the
go.
back of my iPad has an engraving that says, "Binks, I'm kind of a big deal," which is hilarious. That's the funniest thing
And this
ever.
is how we're meant to be. This is how
So
we're
this
meant
will
to
be that'll be a great opportunity for us to talk about is it truly necessary for you to have high self-esteem or self-confidence in order to succeed in the world?
Yes.
I know this is what you've been led to believe, but all
Oh,
the
for the
studies.
love of Jesus.
Listen, the concept behind the Mushin project is to debunk, to cast aside all false beliefs that have been created to this moment, which is why
by media,
not just by media,
by my
by
parents.
these cultural memes, by our parents, by just the heritage of,
Man, you better tell
We gotta
my mom
wipe the
you gonna
computer
change my
clean and
mind.
reprogram.
I was with her today, and she was like, I told her an idea that I had, and she said, I will say my piece. That's my piece. I don't like it. I was like, Mom, all right, I have to go back to the drawing board. So my decision is still affected by what my mom said. So the fact that you're gonna make me change, I'm like, well, James said, Mom, that's okay. That sex sells. So we're gonna go with James's theory on that.
well, the sex does sell, but we're not going to cover that today.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
So let's get to the core of today's session.
Wait, that wasn't it? Okay.
That was, I'm sorry, sex was not the
That
core
was
of today's session. No, it was not.
Introduction. That was the introduction.
Oh, Ranger Boy.
Ranger,
Sorry, what?
Who's Ranger Boy?
No one.
No.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, you missed something.
No, he's not my reality. he's my dream.
So, this phenomenon, the true nature. When we speak about nature, what I want to talk about here are what's more known as the classical sciences, more Newtonian science. Isaac Newton would basically atom, more of the science, the world of matter, things that you can feel, touch, see, hear, sense. That is real. It's true. It cannot be changed. As human beings, we are here. If you want to believe that you can climb up the top of a 10-foot story building and jump off and believe that you can fly, I hate to break it to you,
But-
that's just a dream or in the movies.
Right.
In Guyana, we call this a picture like a picture, because that's the only place it'll happen.
Right.
In reality, where we all have to exist, and think about this, where you all have to exist, it would better serve you to accept that this is solid.
Yeah,
And-
yes, it is. It's black.
Yeah, and it's the color that we all see, it's black, and we actually agree to it, that it's black. No, not saying that that's
And it's
actually
hard.
true.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let's move forward. Let's move forward with and try and stick to.
I knew exactly, and you let it go. I know.
I do
you
not
don't
control.
Think that you're just sick with me.
Go ahead, James. I'm listening.
Well, thank you for paying such close
I'm
attention.
still paying
Kat.
attention. My mind wanders.
And your mind is separate from you.
Sometimes.
We'll cover that one some other. There's so much we can always cover at this show.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about being around three beautiful, intelligent women. They add so much fodder to the conversation
Yes.
for you to achieve real world success, and meaning that in this world success, that's acceptable. You can define your success in any which way you choose. But for every single person, there's some degree of being someplace where you're not. For you to actually get there, you first have to start from the basic level of reality. First accepting that this is what's true. This is a reality I live in. Now, if I'm a tanned gentleman, you may call me, I guess, brown sugar. Or light brown sugar.
I'm not sure. Tay thinks
Yes.
darker than brown sugar, but yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so,
Caramel, you're caramel. You're caramel.
and I come from
I call myself caramel.
caramel. Is that caramel with the
You're
tan?
you're off white.
I would say vanilla. What's that? Philadelphia
Yeah, butter
vanilla.
pecan.
Philadelphia.
Ew.
I love butter
No
pecan.
me gusta.
So we're back to this reality. So, Kat over here is Asian. I mean, that's a reality. Now, if you go to China, you may feel that you don't want to have that Asian look, so you'll get some plastic surgery done, and that could change a degree of the nature, the perception, not just a perception, but people will perceive you differently,
Right.
because they see you differently. But if you have that Asian look, there's a certain perception that everyone has in their mind of you. There are stereotypes that are set into the mind. Not that they're unchangeable, but they simply are there. That's part of the cultural memes.
Right.
And being who I am, I understand that when I walk into a door, to an office space, or to a room, everyone's individual experience gives them a certain message. Well, this is what this individual is about. This is what this man is about. This is what he'll be like. Whether it's true or not, but in their mind, perception is reality. And that is where the limiting beliefs come in. Whatever you perceive as reality, you should cast that away. Because unless you study true reality and then fully focus on how your mind tricks you to accept that reality, you're just a victim of everything around you. And so when it comes to true success in life, there are those who succeed against many odds, and many people stand back and say, well, how is it that person got what I wanted, but I do the same thing and I cannot?
Just haven't met you yet. Shout out to him.
Ain't that the truth?
Welcome back to the Wildcat Show on the Flow with James Pavel of the Mushin Hour. Give us a call 301-560-6992 if you want James to pick on you. All right, back to reality. So I will stop degrading
Denigrating.
that to myself, and that will be another meeting.
Self-deprecation.
Self-deprecation. We'll follow up on that in our next one-on-one life coaching moments with James. All right, so as you were.
So back to the true nature and perception of reality. So we're talking about just to I want to move forward to the more important part of this phenomenon, which is your perception of reality. And it's that perception that enables you to create the life that you want. Donald Trump is actually a master at this. When you think about
The
it.
man is filthy rich. He did it somehow.
Well, I don't know if you read the biographies of many of these individuals who've achieved not just financial wealth, but some degree of infamy or fame in the world, you'll see that many times there are individuals who come from a level of strife, of struggle. And raise themselves up to a much higher level financially or culturally in a society. And but there are very few people who do that. There are very few people who achieve that. And I ask myself, why is that? What is it that any one of these supposedly super individuals know, which by the way, there's no one is special. No one is special. I have to say this. No single one of us is special. There are individual moments in our lives and opportunities that come in our direction that offers us, that moment in time to step outside of what a normal human being would do or be. And because of where you are when that opportunity comes and you happen to step in that space, luck is drawn upon you.
Right. Wake up in the morning and
Well, how do you even? I mean, I wouldn't even know.
where to begin.
I wouldn't even. Okay, I understand to an extent, right? Because I get annoyed with people who are, or they think a certain way because that's how they were raised. Because I'm like, okay, I was raised with certain belief, that I was raised as in like your elders, your parents, whatever, said this is how you should think, this is right. At some point, I said, you know what? I don't really agree with that, and so I cast it aside. So I do understand to an extent, but there's some things. I mean, that's if that was your everyday.
For years.
Like I wouldn't even know what is it that I think versus what I was made to think. You know what I mean?
I should think.
Like I wouldn't even know how to break that apart. So apart from the few things that I have done that I'm aware of, because at some point as an adult I said, hey, I really don't understand that, or I don't believe that. So despite being raised that way, I'm going to put it away. But
Yeah,
the
what
rest
she
of
said.
it. You're welcome.
Teamwork! Team Wildcat! What she said! I just feel like for some people you're really starting over. Because if
Yes,
all you
yeah.
believe, your belief is...
Everything you both said is correct. Everything you both said is correct. Now, I know that oftentimes I speak symbolically.
Do you ever?
I know. I need you to come in here and be like, I need you to do A, B, and C. I need an action plan, James. All these talking, I can't. I leave here and I'm like, I feel uplifted, but I have no idea what to do.
Well, actually, thank you for stating that. One of the things that I have learned, and I'm a big believer, is that motivational speaking is worthless. To any individual. It helps you to feel good about yourself or about a certain topic or experience for a
making
little
a lot
while.
of money off of it.
Yes.
You know what you should, instead of being a life coach, James, because that's what I think of. When people say life coach, I'm like, okay, you're going to let me talk, I'm going to feel smart for all of an hour, and then I'm going to go home and wake up tomorrow and be like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? You should be a life strategist.
I like that.
No, seriously, guys, coaches play it out.
Well, he's a master performance coach, so it's actually...
A master performance strategist.
I'll put that in consideration. I actually do like that. It's important just to understand that you can get caught up in that and then you find yourself unable to break away. And this is where, when we talk about the chemistry of our mind, those synaptic nerves connect. The brain says, the brain doesn't care if it's good or bad for you. The brain just says, hey, you've been doing this over and over again. You must like it. You get a dopamine hit in the brain every time because you feel good, even though after a while you feel horrible. But it's that short spurt of dopamine hit that gets you. Okay?
Like any other drug.
Like any other drug. And it doesn't have to be healthy. It could be detrimental to your health.
Right.
But you've grown so accustomed to it, it becomes a habit. And so,
That's why people stay in bad relationships.
which is why people stay in bad relationships. And it's not that they want that, it's that they don't know how to move themselves from where they are to a different place. And the reason that many people say that they can't do this is because, well, if I try to be something like that, James, I'll be uncomfortable. It's not me. Well, of course it's not you, damn it, because you've never done it before.
Angry today. You're so angry, it's hot.